Ah, so the anomaly continues. Look who's been winning a little too much lately. Look who's been catching breaks that make no statistical sense. Look who's been dodging bullets and finding gold where others find dust. They're watching you now, aren't they? Refreshing your socials, counting your wins, taking screenshots, whispering in their group chats, trying to decode the formula behind your sudden ascension. Because something shifted, didn't it? One day you were drowning in the same quicksand as everyone else, and then boom, doors started opening. Calls started coming, checks started clearing, opportunities started appearing out of thin air, like the universe finally got your forwarding address. And now they're all asking the same question behind your back. What deal did you make? Oh, they're trying so hard to find the catch, aren't they? Searching for the fine print, the hidden cost, the secret sacrifice, because in their small minds, nobody just gets lucky like this. Nobody goes from forgotten to favored without selling something precious. They're convinced you traded your soul at a crossroads, made a pact with darkness, shook hands with something unholy. But here's what kills them the most. You didn't make any deal. You didn't sign any contract. You didn't sacrifice anything except the version of you that believed in their limitations. You see, luck isn't what they think it is. Luck is what happens when you stop negotiating with mediocrity and start demanding what you deserve. Let me paint you a picture of what's really happening here. Every time you win, they lose their minds a little more. That promotion you got while they're still stuck in the mailroom. That relationship that appeared right when you stopped looking. That opportunity that fell into your lap while they're still sending desperate emails into the void. They're creating spreadsheets trying to track your success, looking for patterns, checking moon phases, researching your bloodline, convinced there's some ancestral magic at play. Some are even visiting psychics, asking about you specifically. What protection do they have? What entity watches over them? What did they do to break the matrix? The truth is so much simpler and so much more terrifying. You stopped playing by their rules. You stopped accepting their version of possible. You stopped asking permission to receive what was always meant for you. And the moment you did that, the moment you truly believed you deserved better, everything rearranged itself to match your new frequency. But they can't accept that, can they? Because accepting that would mean admitting they're the architects of their own limitations. It would mean acknowledging that while they were busy making vision boards and chanting affirmations, you were busy becoming magnetic to success through pure, unbothered confidence. You know they're watching, right? Every story you post, every win you share, every casual mention of another blessing has them frantically typing in their private chats. They've assigned someone to monitor your movements. Unofficially, of course. Someone always volunteers to keep tabs, to report back to the group with updates. Did you see what they posted now? Another win, another blessing, another door opening. While we're all stuck in the hallway, they must have help. They must know someone. They must have made a deal. There's no other explanation. And my personal favorite, they're not even that special. Why them? They've compiled theories about you. Some think you found a grimoire in your grandmother's attic. Others are convinced you're part of some secret society. They've even started tracking numerological patterns in your posts, looking for hidden messages, occult symbols, proof of your supernatural connections. Meanwhile, you're just living authentically for the first time in your life, making moves based on intuition instead of fear, saying yes to opportunities without overthinking, trusting that good things can happen to you without cosmic debt collectors showing up. And that simple shift, that basic recognition of your own worth, has them convinced you're operating with cheat codes. Let's talk about when it started, because they've definitely mapped out the exact moment everything changed for you. They've scrolled back through your posts, identified the turning point, created conspiracy theories about what happened in that gap when you went quiet. Remember that period when you disappeared? When you stopped explaining yourself, stopped posting your struggles, stopped performing your pain for their entertainment. They thought you were having a breakdown, but you were having a breakthrough. You were shedding the skin of who they needed you to be. During that silence, you did something unforgivable. You stopped believing their narrative about luck being finite, about success requiring suffering, about good things coming with hidden costs. You realized that their poverty mindset was contagious, and you went into quarantine until you could think clearly again. And when you came back, everything was different. Your energy had shifted. Your posts had a different quality. Your wins started stacking up like dominoes, and they noticed. Oh, how they noticed. The same people who ignored your messages suddenly wanted coffee dates. The same ones who said you were too much suddenly found you fascinating. And they found you Here's what's really eating at them. They've invested so heavily in the idea that life is hard, that success requires sacrifice, that nobody wins without losing something essential. They've built their entire identity around struggle, around hustle, around the nobility of suffering. Then you show up glowing with ease, collecting blessings like their Pokemon cards, making success look effortless, making abundance look natural, making joy look sustainable, and their entire worldview starts cracking. Because if you can have it all without selling your soul, then what have they been doing wrong? They need you to have made a deal, because the alternative is too painful to consider. The alternative is that they've been blocking their own blessings with their limiting beliefs, that they've been rejecting abundance because they didn't think they deserved it, that they've been living in lack because they chose to. So they create elaborate fantasies about your secret rituals, your midnight ceremonies, your blood pacts with entities they can't pronounce. Because believing you have supernatural help is easier than admitting you simply have supernatural self-worth. Believing you cheated is more comfortable than realizing they've been playing with a handicap they gave themselves. You want to know the truth about what this luck cost you? I'll tell you exactly what price you paid. You paid with every friendship that couldn't handle your glow up. You paid with every relationship that required you to shrink. You paid with every opportunity you walked away from because it didn't align with your worth. You paid in sleepless nights learning to trust yourself. You paid in uncomfortable conversations setting boundaries. You paid in the loneliness of outgrowing spaces that once felt like home. You paid in the grief of releasing people who preferred the struggling version of you. You paid in the fear of being seen in your full power. But here's what they don't understand about that payment. It wasn't a loss. It was an investment. Every toxic connection you released made room for aligned opportunities. Every limiting belief you shed increased your energetic bandwidth. Every time you chose yourself over their comfort, you sent a signal to the universe that you were ready for more. You didn't make a deal with darkness. You made a deal with yourself. A promise to stop accepting less than you deserve. A commitment to stop dimming your light for people who prefer shadows. A vow to stop apologizing for the space you take up in this world. And that deal, that's the one that changed everything. Let's talk about what your luck looks like from the inside. Because they only see the highlight reel, the wins, the celebrations, the evidence of favor. But you know the full story. You know how it feels when synchronicities start hitting like dominoes. When you think of someone and they call. When you need something and it appears. You've started experiencing what they can't explain. Time bending around your desires. Opportunities seeking you out instead of the other way around. Resources appearing right when you need them. People suddenly remembering you exist right when you have something to offer. The right information finding you at the perfect moment. Your intuition has sharpened to a blade. You know things before they happen. Feel shifts before they manifest. Navigate obstacles like you have the cheat codes. Because in a way, you do. You've learned to read the invisible currents, to surf the quantum waves, to dance with possibility instead of wrestling with probability. And the physical changes they've noticed, those are real too. The way your eyes hit different now, the way your presence fills a room, the way your voice carries weight it didn't before, the way success looks like it belongs on you instead of like a costume you're trying on. You wear abundance like you were born in it, because spiritually you were. They've started theorizing about where your confidence comes from, this unshakable certainty that good things belong to you, this audacious expectation of excellence, this casual relationship with success that makes them sweat. They're convinced something external must be feeding it. Some think you have a mentor, a secret advisor, a guardian pulling strings from the shadows. Others believe you've tapped into ancient knowledge discovered, some prosperity scripture joined some abundance cult. They're sharing YouTube videos about manifestation techniques, convinced you've mastered something mystical. But the truth would disappoint them. You simply started acting like someone who deserves good things. Started moving like abundance is your birthright. Started speaking like success knows your name. Started showing up like the universe works for you, not against you. And reality had no choice but to rearrange itself to match your conviction. This is what they can't duplicate in their vision boards and affirmation sessions. This bone-deep knowing that you're worthy. This cellular level certainty that you're meant for more. This quantum entitlement to excellence that bypasses all their careful calculations. You don't hope for good things, you expect them. And expectation is the highest form of prayer. Let's break down their emotional economics for a moment. Every blessing you receive feels like theft to them. Every win you celebrate registers as their loss. Every door that opens for you sounds like one slamming in their face. They're operating from scarcity, convinced there's not enough good to go around. So they count your blessings like an accountant looking for fraud, keeping tallies, making comparisons, calculating the exact moment you exceeded your allotted happiness quota. According to their mathematics, you've withdrawn more than your share from the cosmic bank of good fortune. They're furious that you're not following proper blessing protocol. You're supposed to struggle first, suffer adequately, prove your worthiness through pain. You're supposed to wait your turn, stand in line, pay your dues, but you walked straight to the front like you owned the place, and the universe said, yes, please, right this way. This is why they need the deal narrative. It restores balance to their worldview. If you cheated, then the system still works. If you have supernatural help, then they're not failing, they're just playing fair. If you sold something precious, then your gains have hidden costs that will manifest eventually. They need you to fall to prove the universe is still keeping score. Not everyone thinks you made a deal. Some have been watching your journey with different eyes. They saw you in the trenches when nobody was looking, saw you building when everyone else was sleeping, saw you choosing growth when comfort was calling, saw you betting on yourself when the odds were astronomical. These are the ones who know the truth, that your luck is just delayed compensation for all the times you showed up when it didn't pay off, that your blessings are compound interest on investments you made in yourself when you couldn't afford it, that your wins are the universe balancing the books after watching you give when you had nothing. They remember when you were the one everyone came to for support, when you poured into others from an empty cup, when you celebrated everyone else's victories while swallowing your own disappointments, when you kept showing up with encouragement even when your own dreams were on life support. These witnesses, they're not surprised by your season. They're relieved. The universe finally got its act together, finally started treating you like the rare soul you are, finally recognized that some people don't need to be broken to be blessed. Some people just need to be given the chance to show what they've been carrying all along. If they really want to know about rituals, let me tell you about yours. The daily practice of choosing yourself, the morning meditation of remembering your worth, the evening ceremony of releasing what doesn't serve you, the constant ritual of saying no to anything that requires you to shrink. Your altar is your standards. Your offerings are your boundaries. Your prayers are your actions, aligned with your values. Your sacred text is the story you tell yourself about what's possible. Your congregation is the energy you allow in your space. Your communion is with the highest version of yourself. You perform the ritual of radical self-belief every time you price your services without apology, every time you walk away from disrespect, every time you celebrate your wins without dimming them, every time you receive compliments without deflecting, every time you take up space without apologizing. Out of the ashes, a new personage is born. You are a illusion. This is the magic they're sensing, the sorcery of someone who stopped asking permission to exist fully, the witchcraft of authentic self-love, the alchemy of turning self-doubt into self-trust, the mysticism of believing you deserve good things before they show up, the occult practice of acting like you belong in every room you enter. Let's discuss what else has been happening since your luck went supernatural. The way problems solve themselves before you can stress about them. The way toxic people remove themselves from your life without drama. The way your body feels different, lighter, more electric. The way animals and children gravitate toward you now. You've noticed how your words carry more weight, how your presence shifts the energy of spaces, how your absence is felt in ways it never was before, how your approval has become currency in circles that once ignored you, how your attention has become a gift people compete for. These are the side effects of alignment, the natural consequences of living in your truth, the inevitable results of stopping the performance of smallness, the automatic upgrades that come with accepting your inherent value, the standard features of existing at your actual frequency instead of the one they assigned you. They think these are signs of your deal, proof of your supernatural backing, evidence of your cosmic cheat code. But these are just what happens when someone stops living in contradiction, when someone stops rejecting their own blessings, when someone stops arguing with their destiny, when someone stops making themselves small to make others comfortable. Their envy has become a full-time job, monitoring your movements, tracking your victories, analyzing your posts for hidden meanings. They've become forensic experts in your success, studying every detail, looking for the smoking gun that proves you didn't earn this. Some have started copying your moves, posting at the same times, using similar captions, hoping to hack your algorithm. But it doesn't work because they're copying the external without understanding the internal. They're mimicking your actions without matching your energy. They're performing your confidence without possessing your certainty. Others have gone the opposite route, posting increasingly desperate content about their struggles, hoping to trigger your savior complex, waiting for you to reach down and pull them up like you used to. But you've learned the difference between helping and enabling, between supporting and sacrificing, between compassion and self-destruction. The economy of their envy is bankrupting them emotionally. Every moment spent dissecting your success is a moment not spent building their own. Every theory about your advantages is energy not invested in their growth. Every conversation about your deal is a conference call with their own limitations. They're already predicting your downfall, marking calendars for when the other shoe will drop, when the bill comes due for all this unearned favor, when karma catches up with your cosmic credit card, when the universe realizes it's been giving you too much and starts collecting with interest. They've prepared speeches for your inevitable humbling, practiced their fake sympathy for when it all comes crashing down, rehearsed their I told you so's for when your luck runs out, selected the perfect gifts for when your blessings become lessons, made playlists for your fall from grace. But here's what they don't understand about your trajectory. This isn't luck having a good run. This is alignment finding its rhythm. This isn't a phase or a season or a temporary glitch in the matrix. This is what happens when someone stops living below their means, energetically. When someone stops accepting spiritual minimum wage. Your forecast shows more of the same. Exponential growth, compound blessings, multiplicative abundance, not because you made a deal, but because you broke one. The deal you had with limitation, the contract you signed with struggle, the agreement you had with accepting less, the treaty you negotiated with other people's comfort.